Hello and welcome to episode number 11 of Vagina Truth Bomb, the podcast with me, Amy. Hello, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend this time with me and this episode. I'm really excited you're here. Okay, so this episode is following on from episode number 10, which was called Let's Talk About Dehydration. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to that episode yet, you may wish to listen to it before this episode. However, you don't have to. You can listen to them separately. They will make sense. And obviously, you are a strong, independent woman. I know that. You know that. So you do what feels best for you today. Listen in whatever order feels good. Okay, so for anybody who is new, hello, welcome to my world. I am Amy. I'm the founder of Vagina Truth Bomb, and I'm your friendly women's health and wellbeing mentor. I am here to provide you with a more informed and positive narrative to all things relating to women's health. I use my Vagina Truth Bomb 5 foundations of health and well-being, which are the body, emotions, including trauma, environments, connections, and blueprints to provide a super holistic and effective way of addressing your health and well-being challenges. I offer one-to-one health and well-being mentoring, as well as lymphatic education, and you can find out everything about me and all that I offer at my website, vaginatruthbomb.com. Okay, so let's dive into this episode. So, in the last episode, I talked about the importance of hydration and explored hydration and dehydration in relation to the VTB 5 Foundations of Health and Wellbeing. And I explained how a lot of us are dehydrated despite drinking lots of fluids. And the reasons for this, or one of the reasons for this, is because we are not drinking the right kind of fluids. We are marketed and encouraged to drink all sorts of fun and exciting products and fluids that aren't actually hydrating us. And in some instances, they're actually potentially doing the opposite. So, in this episode, I want to give you some practical advice on increasing your hydration. Okay, so the first bit of advice I have, and you have my full permission to roll your eyes at this. Yes, the first piece of advice I have for you is this: drink more water. I know it's groundbreaking, isn't it? But I'm going to go further than this because, as I explained in the last episode, we are potentially drinking lots of fluids that have things like caffeine, sugar, alcohol, artificial sweeteners in them that are really a burden to our bodies and add to the waste that we need to get out. So I talk about this a lot, wanting to get waste out of the body and nutrients into the body, which is why your lymphatic system is so important. I know I've mentioned it again. Now, the quality of your water is therefore really important. Now, one of the barriers for me growing up drinking water was that it tasted absolutely rank and I didn't enjoy it. I just genuinely didn't enjoy drinking water. And I now know why that is. And I'm going to share my bits of advice with you in this episode because I really think it's going to help some of you to increase your water intake. So the first piece of advice that I want to share is that you need to invest in water filters. Drinking lots of water is important, but drinking good quality clean water is really important. Okay, so We know, as I've said, that the caffeine, the sugar, the alcohol that we may be drinking instead of water or alongside water, and the sugar, etc., are adding quote unquote toxins into our bodies, waste into our bodies. Now, with tap water, it's exactly the same. Honestly, I know it's really dependent on where you are geographically, but just going by where I live, the tap water is crap. Now, it's got, all over, you can find chlorine, lead, limescale, etc. It's just not nice what they put in our tap water. And if anybody watches Clarkson's Farm, I'm a very late comer to Clarkson's Farm, but my husband and I have like binged the first 3 series recently. And there was a piece on there where he's trying to get some water from his spring to sell in the farm shops that he says it hasn't got shit in it. And there was a little bit of a flashback to when they basically stopped provide the village stopped getting its water supply from the springs, and it came from like the main water supplies that we have now. I don't know how you would describe that. And there was all these little clips going back to the villagers complaining about the change in the quality of water. And it really made me think about how we literally are tapping in crap to our houses sometimes. So, little side note from me there about Clarkson's Farm. But yeah, what we actually get through our taps isn't necessarily ideal. So, really, really, really recommend filtrating your water. Now, if you're somebody who is consuming water from plastic bottles, if you're like, I really only like drinking bottled water because it tastes better, then I get that. But I would really encourage you not to drink from plastic bottles because the contamination from plastic leakage, chemicals leaking from the plastic into the bottle, is again adding more crap into the water that we just don't need. And I also want us to be mindful of single use plastic consumption and avoid it wherever possible because we need to love our planet and our environment and our home in order to love ourselves. Okay, so if you are somebody who has the means to fit a full water filtration system in your home, then absolutely amazing. Oh, a hiccup. Absolutely amazing. That's like one of my life goals to be able to do that. But if you're not, then here are some of my personal recommendations for literally filtering the water that comes out of your tap. So the first one is zero water filters. Now, I started using this water filter when I really when I started being aware of just how much toxins I had in my body and how I needed to get rid of them. It's a really, really good filtration system. It removes everything from the water. I think on their website they used to have a video of it turning wine into water, just showing you how it removes everything from the water. However, they are expensive. They contribute to landfill. They are huge, huge. They're really big cartridges, but the whole cartridge goes to landfill. And how it works, it's really clever. It comes with like a little digital reader thing, and you take a reading of your tap water, and the higher the number on the digit thing means the worse your water is. Mine scored like really high, I think, from memory. And then you filter your water, and it will read 000. And then once it gets to, I think it's 006, that's when you need to start changing your filters. Now, the worse your water is, the less time you get from a cartridge. So for us having really bad water here, it was costing me a lot because I was having to change the cartridge every like 3 weeks or something like that. And I was just really mindful of these huge cartridges going into landfill every time. But they do make the water beautiful. So that's my first recommendation. And what I say sometimes to my clients is, if like me, you really are strongly focusing on detoxification, like I was when I first started using them, you can use them as a temporary option and then switch to something else. Now the second recommendation I've got is Phox. That's PHOX water filters. I use these all the time and I love them. They have the option of a glass jug, which really excites me. So you can have a plastic jug or a glass jug. We have both, I know. And the filters are reusable. So the plastic actual filter cartridge just is refillable. So everything just goes in your food waste bin that you get out of it, and then you fill it up with the little sachets of charcoal and stuff that they put in the filter. I'm not entirely sure what it's all in it, but it's really affordable. And I have like anybody who buys from them, you get a refer a friend type link with a little discount on it. So I will share mine with this podcast and in my Telegram group. So anybody who wants to try it out can get my little introductory discount as well. So those are the two that I recommend. Now, as if like me, drinking water, the barrier to drinking water is that it doesn't taste very nice, then get a filter and taste the difference. Honestly, you are going to be blown away by how nice water can taste when it is filtered. Now, we live in a really hard water area, and I know my filter needs changing because I drink lots and lots of tea. When I have my hot drink, have my tea, I can see the crap starting to form on the top of the tea, and I'll get staining in my mug, which when I have filtered water, I never get stains down the side of my mugs. So that's a little bit of inside information into my water and tea drinking habits there. So yeah, first tip is definitely to invest in a water filter. Absolutely. Like this is for me when it comes to spending money on looking after my health and my well-being, like investing in a water filter would be one of the last things to go. It's just makes such a difference, and I can tell in my body and in my skin and in everything when I haven't been drinking filtered water. If I maybe go away or go to somebody's house for a decent period of time, or if my filters, the odd time where I've not been organised in ordering my filters, I can really really feel it. Okay, so that is my first tip, to drink more water and filter it. Now, the second tip about drinking more water is to create some variety. Now, I know that some people are like, yep, I don't like it. It's really boring. I want a little bit of excitement in my hydration. I get it. So here's some like little tips on creating variety in your water. So the first one is you can start infusing your water, and there's loads of you can do this just by chucking stuff in it, but you can actually buy infusion water bottles and stuff like that. So, for example, you can put lemon, limes, berries, cucumbers. Treat yourself to some specific, there's places where you can buy infusion blends that come in little tea bags, or you can just pour into your, like I say, your water filter bottles and really create some different flavour for your drink. These can be really, really refreshing. The other thing you can do is add essential oils in. Now, I'm going to be really clear here. I use essential oils from doTERRA. If you want advice about getting essential oils through doTERRA or any form of essential oil advice, you can message me, and I'm happy to ask any questions you've got, get any oils that you might want. But doTERRA oils are safe. to digest. They're safe to put in your drinks. Do not go and get an essential oil off the high street and start to put it in your drinks, because it won't be pure. Now, doTERRA are really strict with their testing, which is one of the reasons I choose to get my oils from them. So I just want to be really, really clear. When I talk about doing anything with essential oils, I'm talking about doTERRA essential oils. So for me, the I use essential oils all the time in my water. They're really handy for when you're out and about as well. So you can have your oils in your bag and you can spice up your drinks. Some personal favourites of mine are lemon, lime, grapefruit, wild orange, and peppermint. And the beauty about using essential oils is that they are also going to help you with, the medicinal benefits of the oil are going to do what they need to do. So each oil has different ways that it can help you: digestion, indigestion, trapped wind, all that kind of stuff. Anything to do with digestive issues, peppermint is really soothing for that. So I always have a drink of peppermint tea or peppermint water after I've eaten a big meal. Lemon is really detoxifying. Grapefruit, wild orange can be really uplifting. Grapefruit can be good for supporting with perimenopause and menopausal, etc. I will do some more episodes on essential oils specifically, but what I'm saying here is get clever, multitask. If I can make looking after myself easy by, two birds, one stone type thing, hydrating myself and supporting my digestion with my peppermint oil, or, having my lemon oil to help my liver and pure lymphatic system, then it's all good, isn't it? Do you see what I mean? Like, it's doubling up the effort of drinking. So that's my second tip, is to use essential oils, because they are, like I say, you can have them in your bag and have them out and about, and it can just be really easy to drop into your water wherever you are. The third one is to experiment with the temperature of your water. Now, I've discovered that I really enjoy chilled water. I have a Fox water filter in the fridge, and I drink the majority of my water chilled, and I love it. I don't like drinking like room temperature water. It just doesn't do it for me. I obviously boil my water from having a tea bag, but you may be somebody who just likes drinking boiled water. I know people that have their essential oils in warm water, boiled water, or a slice of lemon dropped in. So again, you can experiment with the hot water, boiled water, chilled water, room temperature water. Like, just see what floats your boat. And of course, you can try the infusion blends at different temperatures as well. So you can make some of my teas, like my herbal teas that I have. Some of them I prefer to drink cold, or I'm not fussed whether it's warm or cold. So have a little play around with temperature as well, especially at different times of the year. It's really warm at the moment, so you may find that you want to drink cooler drinks. And as I said, you could experiment with changing the temperature of some of your drinks and seeing if that helps as well. Okay, so let's talk about structuring your water. Now, this is something that gets talked about quite a lot in the health space, yet some people have never heard of it. So structuring your water can help to enhance your health and hydration. And what it is that this is my simple explanation of it. You can get on Google and find everybody's long-winded explanations of what structured water is. But basically, there's no such thing as pure water in the body. And we're not designed to drink pure water. our water is meant to, as I've said, like the tap water that we have coming into our homes, it's not it's not come it's not been formulated in the way that nature intended. It's not got the minerals and the nutrients that come from it coming from the earth, if that makes sense. So it can lack a lot of nutritional value. And as I've talked about before, with food and nutrition, just because you're eating something that's really healthy, like it could be this beautiful organic um, fruit and vegetables, for example, just because you're eating it doesn't mean that your body is getting the nutrients from it. If your body isn't able to absorb it, which again, if your lymphatic system's not working properly, if you are somebody who maybe has a leaky gut, then your body might not be absorbing everything that you're giving it. And we see this with medication, don't we? People who are on a medication for a long time, they need to eventually start increasing the dose because they're not getting the effect of it anymore, because they're not absorbing it enough. Um, so so as a result, we need to, if we're not able to absorb everything, all the goodness from the food and the water that we're drinking, or if the water doesn't have any goodness in it for us to absorb, then you're not getting anything from it. So when it comes to dehydration, you can have a situation where you are drinking lots of water, maybe you're drinking lots of filtered water, but all that's happening to you is that you need to go to the toilet more. And this can be a really big barrier to, I know from my clients that I've spoken to, and this has happened to me in the past as well. If you are drinking a lot and it's just going straight through you, then you don't want to drink a lot because it's so inconvenient going to the toilet all the time. You might be thinking, I have to stop drinking at 6 p.m. so I'm not up 6 times in the night going for a wee, because I'm having disturbed sleep because my body's not letting me sleep because I keep needing to go to the toilet. So really, an increase in urination can be a sign of dehydration. It's a sign that your body isn't absorbing the nutrients or getting the nutrients that it needs from what you're drinking. So by structuring your water, by adding nutrients and minerals to it, you are helping your cells to recognize the water and take the nutrients and the hydration from it. So I hope that makes sense. But basically, years and years and years ago, before we had, Yorkshire Water or wherever you're living, providing you with your water, it would come from the springs, it would come from the earth, it would have been touched by nature, filtered by nature, been given all the good stuff from the earth for us to absorb when we drink, and we're not getting that anymore. So if you're just drinking water with no nutritional benefit to it, you could be somebody who is struggling to get hydrated because you're just needing to wee all the time, like your body is just throwing it through itself. And an example of this is when a little visual for you is when you've got a plant that's really dried out, that you haven't tended to, and it's really dry. You go and water it, and the water just stays on the top. It's not actually being absorbed into the plant because the soil has lost its ability to absorb any nutrients from the water. Okay, so we can structure our water, and there's loads and loads of different ways that you can do this. Now, here are the ways that I choose to do it, and that I have done it in the past. Now, We've already talked about adding essential oils to your water. When you do that, you are in essence structuring your water. So this is what I mean by, when you're putting an essential, this is one of the reasons I love essential oil so much. When you're putting an essential oil into your water, you're adding the structure, the nutrients, the benefits of that pure, we're talking like doTERRA, pure essential oil that's come from a plant, that you are getting all the goodness and the nutrients from that oil as you drink the water. So that's one way that you can structure your water. And so one way you could do it is that you could add a drop of lemon essential oil, or you can get a slice of lemon and some Celtic sea salt. So it's really important that you're not using table salt. You're using Celtic sea salt, because this is mimicking seawater and will help with your absorption. Okay, so you're adding lemon, a slice of lemon, or some doTERRA lemon essential oil, and some Celtic sea salt to your water and drinking that. Now, if you're a bit freaked out about putting sea salt in your water, one of the other ways you can do it is you can just literally get some Celtic sea salt, pop it on your tongue, and really quickly drink your water and absorb the salt that way. And it's like really quickly down the hatch, and it's all done. So that's the first way that you can structure your water. The second way you can do it is adding something called fulvic humic to your water, which will really help to boost your hydration and also support your body with detoxification. Now, I use a specific brand of fulvic humic. I've tried lots of different ones. Some of them are really hard to get hold of in the UK, but I'm currently using one which, again, I will put in the Telegram group and in the show notes to this episode. But really what you do is you buy the fulvic humic. It's liquid, it's really dark. It will make your water look like a pint of Guinness. But you add, mine's in liquid form. I think I've just said that, yes. Literally add a really small amount to your water, because what it will do potentially is it could trigger a detox reaction. If you put loads in straight away, your body's going to be like, oh my gosh, where's all these nutrients come from? It's too much. So we're introducing it slowly and steadily so the body can adjust to it. And it's so easy to use. You literally just pour it into your water and drink it. It doesn't taste of anything. And you will keep going and keep building up the amount that you drink until you get to the recommended. Each manufacturer will have a different recommendation of what you use. So some will say it will come with a dropper, some will be, a measure. But my advice is always start with small amounts and build yourself up slowly. And the fulvic humic is a really good way to structure your water and get nutrients in. So that's something I advise as well. If you're someone who you're like, yeah, I've got some signs of dehydration, I want to support myself with detoxification, and my lymphatic system needs some help, then the fulvic humic is one to give a go. Okay, so you can then use structured water every single day of your life. All right, so once you've started using structured water, whether you're using the fulvic humic and or the lemon and Celtic sea salt combo, you can continue that as a daily practice for you. And what will happen when you do this is that you're going to get some possible results that could include, your body receiving the essential nutrients that it needs for regeneration, healing, and recovery. So this is why I recommend that everybody does it, because it's going to just help your body do what she needs to do. Second is that it can increase your sleep. So if you're somebody who is struggling with sleep issues, again, it could potentially help with this. I'm being very like potentially. Each person is absolutely different. If you want to book a health and healing mentoring session with me to go through a specific issue, I can get more specific when I've seen your client intake form and know what's going on for you. The other thing that it can do is create mental clarity. So if you're somebody who's struggling a little bit with brain fog, etc., then mental clarity is something that you will be seeking and that you can potentially get from improving your hydration by structuring your water. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick drink. Oh, I've got peppermint water and it's blooming lovely. Okay, so a few more bits of advice just to round off this episode. The next bit of advice I want to create for you to improve your water intake or your hydration intake is to create habits. This is literally like everything that we're doing, isn't it? Like when we're looking at improving our health and our well-being, we're looking at creating and maintaining better habits. So my advice would be this. Like I've written down a few things here to help you create a better habit. Now, my first one is to make it enjoyable. Now, for me, it really helped when I like nice things, and I get really excited by nice big mugs. And so get a container that you enjoy drinking out of and that makes drinking easier for you. So, like I said, personally, I really like big, beautiful mugs that make me smile when I drink out of them. I've got one that I use that says Special Auntie that I got from my niece about 10 years ago, which I worship. I really love having a mug that makes me smile and has a memory or a connection to it. That's just me. For water, for drinking my water, my cold drinks, I don't like drinking out of glasses. I like drinking out of straws. I use insulated water bottles because I like my water to remain cold. So I've got a really big one with a big handle that just makes it really easy to carry it around the house with me, or it can go on my dog walk with me. So find something that works for you. Second bit of advice is if you are somebody who is infusing your water or you want to try doing that, get prepared. Pre-slice any fruit, vegetables, whatever it is that you're using. Get them ready so it's quick and easy to use. It's there. You don't have to think about it. You can just open the fridge, grab whatever it is that you're infusing with and throw it in your water bottle. Make it easy, ladies. Thirdly, set reminders to drink throughout the day. So you can do this by setting alarms on your phone or maybe having your screensaver set with a reminder. Something that I do as well is I leave little notes around the house. So places that I go frequently throughout the day, I will leave a post-it note to remind me to do something. Now, if it's something like drinking, when I was really trying to get into the habit of improving my drinking, what I did do is I got 2 or 3 water bottles and I would just have them in different rooms of the house. So I'd have one in my office, I'd have one in the lounge and one in the bedroom, and just have them available there. So there was no excuse other than to have a drink. Fourth one is take a drink with you out and about. So get a water bottle, take it in the car with you, get a bag that will support your water bottle. Something that I've bought recently is for my dog walks. I've got like a water bottle that comes with a strap. It's like a little handbag strap for my water bottle. So when I go out walking the dogs, I can carry my water bottle easily, hands free. And finally, encourage your friends and family to improve their hygiene too and to make you accountable. So you could maybe, this is something I want to do in my Telegram group as well. So I'll be popping in, reminding you to drink. We can be reminding each other. And really, I think when you do it with somebody else, when you're trying to make that change, if you're going to the gym with somebody, going for a walk with somebody, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're encouraging each other, especially in the office, to drink more and drink better, then it's just easier, isn't it? And more fun when you've got someone who is making you accountable. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to finish off with some other suggested drinks. So I know that I've been a little bit doom and gloom around anything that isn't water potentially being a no-go zone. And you might be thinking, where's the fun in drinking, Amy? But I've just got a couple of products here that I've used and recommend. So the first one is, and these might not be for everyone, and I will say that some of them, everything that I recommend, I obviously use and like. Some of them, it's taken me a while to find the flavours that I like, because some of them are horrendous and some of them are really nice. But my first recommendation is Dash Water, and they offer sparkling fruit infused water. So they make drinks out of wonky fruits and they're really refreshing. So I really recommend them. If you're someone who wants to reduce your caffeine coffee fix, then I recommend that you try switching to matcha. Now, you can do it in the green tea formula or you can just use the matcha powder. I use a product I'm currently using, Perfect Ted's matcha powder, and I'm not a coffee drinker. I never have been. I stopped drinking caffeine around about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and I do like my matcha though. So you can drink it with hot water and milk or hot milk, or I drink it iced. So I get the matcha powder, some oat milk, and a little bit of manuka honey. And I whisk it all together and I put some ice in sometimes. And yeah, I love it. It's really refreshing, really nice, and it has that caffeine kick as well if you need it. If you're somebody who relies on energy drinks, please, please, please don't. Please try and avoid the big ones, the Monsters, the Red Bulls, etc. They are not good. They are definitely not hydrating you. But there's some really fabulous alternatives out there as well that use, the matcha. They use Himalayan salts, etc. Much better options. Perfect Ted, who I use their matcha powder, they also have energy drinks that are really good as well. So have a look at them. And there's also another product company called Tenzing, so Tenzing, and they're also a natural energy drink, which I really recommend. For my tea, I drink Clipper tea bags. I like the convenience of a tea bag. I like that they're plastic free and there's no bleach or anything in them. And they do some really fabulous blends and infusions and stuff that you can have a look at. Remedy is a company that does kombucha, which is a really nice, I find it really nice anyway, gut friendly, refreshing drink. So that's something else you can have a look at as well. And if you're a family that drinks a lot of squash, like dilute squash, then you can look at using essential oils as a possible replacement. But for young children, ROCKS squash is a better alternative. It's organic, and natural and all the things. So I will be posting more of these in the Telegram community. So you can, and if you want to post your suggestions and swaps in there, then I would love you to get interactive and suggest your swaps as well. I'd love that. Okay, so let's round this episode up. I really hope it's giving you a little bit more advice and guidance on improving your hydration, improving your water consumption, and switching out to better hydration options when it comes to drinks. We've obviously been talking a lot, focusing on drinks here. There's other ways you can hydrate as well, but that's for another episode. But yeah, thank you for being here. Now, I just want to end by asking two things of you. Firstly, if you haven't already, I would love to invite you to join the Vagina Truth Bomb Telegram channel, where we're going to talk more about all of the things that come up in the episode, and there's going to be lots more stuff going on in there as well. And you can find the link to join on my website, vaginatruthbomb.com. I really want to grow a community for us all to connect and help each other to change the narratives. I talk all the time about wanting to change the narratives. I can't do it on my own. So I would love to invite you to come to my Telegram group. If you're not sure what Telegram is, then it's an app. It's a messaging app that is really easy to use, and it's just a really nice space away from the noisy social media platforms for us to connect with each other, get to know each other, and grow a community. So that is the first thing that I would like to share with you. The second invitation I have for you is to share this podcast, share Vagina Truth Bomb, share me with anyone in your friends or family or connections that you feel would like to join us. Because I cannot do this alone, as I've just said. I would love to grow a wonderful community full of wonderful women, all wanting to just improve health and well-being for everybody. And I know there's so many women out there that need this, and I can't reach them all. So if you could share this with somebody who you think might benefit from listening to the episodes, the podcast, then please do. If you want to share it on social media and tag me, I would love that, and I will always send you some love back for doing so. And yeah, and I have got one more thing actually, I lied. The last thing I would like to say is if there is anything you would like me to talk about, or if you would like to come on the podcast and chat with me about something that's really meaningful to you relating to health and well-being, I would love to have you. So reach out to me, Amy at vaginatruthbomb.com, or message me on Telegram at vaginatruthbomb, and let's do it. Let's have a chat and see what magic we can create together. Okay, so this is me signing out. Go and have an amazing rest of your day. Send your body some love because she, like you, is amazing. And get her hydrated. And I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you for spending this time with me. Lots of love. Bye.